Imagine history as a vast, intricate tapestry, woven over millennia from countless threads of human experience, knowledge, and belief. Each culture, each era, contributes its unique colors and patterns. But what happens when someone takes a pair of scissors, sharp and ruthless, and deliberately cuts out huge sections of that fabric? How much of the original picture is lost forever? How much of the story becomes fragmented, incomplete, leaving behind gaping holes and tangled, severed ends? This isn't just a hypothetical question. It's a chilling reality faced by those who seek to understand one of the most brilliant civilizations of the ancient Americas. Centuries ago, long before European ships touched the shores of the New World, a complex, dynamic, and incredibly sophisticated civilization flourished in the heart of Mesoamerica, the Maya. They were far more than just the builders of awe-inspiring pyramids that pierced the jungle canopy. They were meticulous astronomers who charted the movements of planets and stars with astonishing accuracy. They were pioneering mathematicians who independently conceived of the concept of zero, a fundamental cornerstone of modern arithmetic. And crucially, they were diligent scribes who recorded their world, their history, the reigns of their kings, the intricate details of their rituals, their deep understanding of the cosmos, and their scientific knowledge in a sophisticated writing system. They inscribed this knowledge onto stone monuments, pottery, and perhaps most importantly, into beautiful folded books made from the inner bark of fig trees, carefully prepared and covered with a fine layer of plaster. These books, known as codices, were the libraries of the Maya world. They contained chronicles of dynasties, explanations of their intricate cosmology, and guides to their calendars. Systems so precise they could predict celestial events, eclipses, planetary movements, decades, even centuries into the future. These codices were the living voice of the Maya, a direct line to their thoughts, their wisdom, their very identity. Then, history took a sharp and tragic turn. Fast forward to a specific date, July 12, 1562. The setting is the town of Mani in the Yucatan Peninsula. A pivotal, devastating moment was about to unfold. The agent of this destruction was a Spanish bishop named Diego de Landa. Driven by the fervent zeal of the time, a desire to eradicate indigenous religions and establish Christianity as the sole faith, Landa saw the Maya codices not as invaluable historical or scientific records, but as dangerous artifacts of paganism, filled with what he believed to be superstition and lies of the devil. He ordered a massive collection of these precious books from across the region. What followed was a chilling, horrifying ceremony, an auto de fe, a public act of faith through destruction. Imagine it, piles upon piles of these unique, handcrafted books representing generations of accumulated knowledge were brought together, and then, under Landa's command, they were set ablaze. Picture yourself standing there in that plaza in Mani, the air thick with smoke, not just from burning paper, but from the incinerated essence of a civilization's written soul. Hear the crackling fire consuming centuries of accumulated wisdom, the dreams of astronomers, the calculations of mathematicians, the stories of kings, the understanding of the universe. Each burning page was a voice silenced, a narrative erased, a unique thread of the human journey turning into ash and smoke. It was an act of cultural vandalism on an unimaginable scale, akin to watching an entire library of Alexandria, not of papyrus scrolls, but of a unique, alien, beautiful script vanish before your very eyes in the matter of hours. Landa later expressed some regret, noting the Maya were highly literate and had much knowledge recorded in these books. But the deed was done. The impact of this single, devastating act was catastrophic, creating what scholars often refer to as the Great Silence in our understanding of the Maya. The Maya possessed one of the very few fully developed writing systems in the pre-Columbian Americas. Their codices were the absolute keys to unlocking and understanding their incredibly intricate society, their profound spiritual beliefs, their remarkable scientific achievements, their political structures, their daily lives told by them. When Landa burned those books, he didn't just destroy bark paper and pigment. He ripped a giant, irreparable hole in our collective memory of a major human civilization. Trying to understand the Maya now is profoundly challenging because we lost their own perspective, their own written history. It's like trying to reconstruct the entire history of Europe from the time of the Roman Empire up through the Renaissance using only 3 or 4 randomly selected books found by chance in a dusty attic. Perhaps a single farming manual, a fragment of an epic poem, and a few pages from a tax record. We still have their incredible material culture, their monumental architecture, their exquisite pottery, their detailed stone carvings and stelae, but the narrative, the why they built what they built, the how their society functioned, the philosophical underpinnings of their world, so much of that was contained within the pages of those lost books. We see the cities, but we lost the instruction manuals, the historical archives, the philosophical treatises that explain them. The precise scale of the loss is still debated by historians and archaeologists, but the consensus is stark and clear. It was immense, representing perhaps the vast majority of written Maya knowledge. Yet, amidst this tragedy, a few scattered crumbs miraculously survived the purge. Smuggled away, hidden, or perhaps simply overlooked in the fervor of destruction, a tiny handful of codices escaped the flames. Today, only 4, possibly 5, fragmented examples are known to exist: the Dresden, Madrid, Paris, and Grolier codices. These are not full libraries. They are mere slivers, scattered fragments from a once great feast of knowledge. And yet these few survivors are immeasurably valuable. They have served as crucial Rosetta Stones that, combined with the painstaking efforts to decipher the Maya script found on stone monuments and pottery, have allowed us to piece together some understanding of their complex calendar systems, their sophisticated astronomy, their religious rituals, and aspects of their history. Each surviving glyph, each deciphered passage in these fragile remnants is a small victory against the ashes, a faint whisper reaching across the centuries from a world that was so nearly silenced entirely. It forces us to pause and consider the profound what if. What if Bishop Landa, instead of succumbing to fear and intolerance, was driven by curiosity and ordered the Maya books preserved and studied? We might possess detailed, first-hand accounts of Maya history from their own perspective, rather than having to rely solely on the often biased accounts of their conquerors. We might understand their complex religion, their intricate social structures, their scientific methods, their literature, and their art in rich detail. The many mysteries that still surround their civilization, like the precise reasons for the collapse of many classic Maya cities, might be illuminated by their own words, offering explanations from within their own cultural context. It is a powerful, poignant reminder of how incredibly fragile knowledge is, how easily it can be destroyed by intolerance, fear, and the desire to impose a single worldview. The burning of the Maya codices stands as one of history's starkest symbols of cultural destruction, a deep wound in the fabric of our collective human story. It is a reminder that the ongoing pursuit of knowledge isn't solely about discovering new things. It is also crucially about the painstaking, often agonizing process of recovering what has been lost, piece by fragmented piece. The dedicated effort to understand the Maya continues today, driven by the clues found in those few surviving fragments and the silent, enduring testimony of their ruins. Their story, though tragically truncated and partially silenced by the flames of 1562, is not entirely erased. and the vital quest to listen intently to those faint whispers from the past, to understand the brilliance of a civilization that was so nearly extinguished entirely, continues, serving as a powerful motivation for all of us to value, to protect, and to learn from every voice, every story, every book, especially the ones we don't yet fully understand.
Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more history daily.